I don't know if you know, but about a week ago, I announced a secret that I've been living with in some shame quietly. I came out of the closet and said something publicly I'd never said before, which is something you would never have guessed looking at me, which is that I'm fat. And I set up a website called fatchallenge.ca, and I challenged other fat people in our industry to lose weight. And there's really only one other fat journalist I can think of in Canada, and I spent some time researching, and that's my dear friend Rosemary Barton of the CBC. So I have challenged Rosemary Barton to a fitness challenge because the both of us, hopefully, it's strength in numbers, right? So I'm delighted to say, and I suppose I'm giving it away, but in the first 2 weeks, I have lost 11 pounds. And it was very difficult to do on the cruise. So I feel great about it. And there's one other person who I think I'm going to issue the Fat Challenge to. Can you call up a picture of Canada's new public health officer? And while you're at it, if you can call up a picture of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's true that the sign pointing the way, the sign itself does not have to go. Like if there's a sign telling you how to get to Edmonton, it's not a criticism of the sign that it itself hasn't gone. And that analogy, which is sort of weak, is my point for saying you can have a fat doctor. You can have a doctor who smokes. You can have a skinny chef. You can have a fitness trainer who is himself not fit. And they can give great advice. But, you got to be thinking, well, hang on, why aren't they following their own advice, right? That's what I think. And so when I look at that'll do, that one right there. When I look at Canada's new public health officer who replaces Theresa Tam, it's that woman on the left. And thank you for calling up the image of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a man in his 70s who can do push-ups and calisthenics. That's not a bad picture because it juxtaposes the two, but can you get me a picture of Theresa Tam and that woman on the left? I forget her name. And then if you want to grab some B-roll of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. working out. What's that lady's name again? Yeah, that'll do. What's her name? So the one on the left, still wearing a mask in 2025, is the brutal authoritarian Theresa Tam. She's gone now. And the woman raising her fist. Why are they raising fists? What are they? What's with the fists? What's the name of the lady on the right? Do you remember? I'll Google it. New public health officer in Canada. So I can't find her name quickly. Hopefully she will remain as obscure as Theresa Tam was until the lockdowns. What's her name? Nancy Hamzawi. $296,000 a year job. Oh, by the way, she's not a medical doctor, which makes sense because if I'm not mistaken, Tedros, is he a vet or something? Albert Bourla, one of those two, is not a medical doctor. So go back to the picture of Nancy Hamzawi for a second, because I think she should join my Fat Challenge. And the whole point of the Fat Challenge is to unleash the constructive effects of negative feedback. What I mean by that is just because someone says something that hurts your feelings doesn't mean it's wrong. They might be a little bit mean in how they do it, but sometimes truths feel mean when we hear them. That's what I want to unleash by announcing my fatchallenge.ca, is that I welcome fat shaming. Don't be super mean about it, but that's the encouragement I am going to need to get down to my target weight of 201 pounds. And that's what I got on the cruise, because everybody on the cruise was talking to me about it. And that meant I couldn't sneak dessert. I had dinner with everyone every night, and they were watching, and I did not have dessert a single time on the ship. Anyways, I'm sorry to start that way. I just wanted to give you the big news in my life. I was away on a cruise. I'm down 11 pounds. I'm challenging Rosemary Barton to the fatchallenge.ca, and I'm also challenging Nancy Hamzawi, who looks like me. I think she's like a deuce and a half, probably. And that's not good. You know, you see old people. I'm talking about people in their 90s. Sometimes my own grandma lived to be over 100. You do not see people that thick living to be 100. You know, in fact, they rarely live to be 80, frankly. And yeah, perfect. Give me that picture. That's RFK Jr. Look at that. That is not easy. How many is he doing there? Bam, bam, bam. I put it to you, your average 20-year-old couldn't do that. See, if that fellow there, and I say again, a fat doctor can still give good advice. A skinny cook still can cook for someone else. But wouldn't you look, I mean, how many did he do there? And he's still going. I would trust RFK Jr. Oh my, he's still going? Come on now. Come on. I think he was at nearly 20 of them. Yeah, that's a good one there. Look at him. How many plates has he got on there? That's RFK Jr. I guess what I'm saying is, why don't our public health officials, that looks like a warm-up weight. That doesn't look particularly heavy. Yeah. Would you rather take advice from him or from Nancy Hamzawi? So I'm saying, Nancy, look, sister, you got to change your look, because everyone's going to make a sort of joke about you being fat, because it actually speaks to your profession. A fat pundit doesn't necessarily undo his punditry, but a fat public health officer, like I say, it's like a skinny chef. What, you don't eat your own food or something?